Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to some Lorcana. This is Fabled, set number 9. So I've already done some previous videos where I did unboxings of the Lumineer boxes. So a bunch of packs, 8 each. So we did a ton of those. We wanted to go through the starter decks. I like going through these. Although you can go online and find out exactly what's in each one. They're kind of nice just because you can see exactly what's in there. Plus, you have a booster pack, so it might get something cool. So the 2 starter decks we have in this set are going to be, Welcome to the Story. Nope, where's the name? Do they have a name on these? Stango Headlines, so that's this one, which is going to have stuff for, the Goofy movie with, Powerline and Max there, and it's going to be a Emerald Ruby deck. So it says, with this deck, you'll single whole plus a smash hits alongside Goofy, Max, Goof, Roxanne, PJ, Pete, and Powerline. Joining this bang of glimmers are crowd favorite characters characters return to help you keep the beat of your song-filled adventure. So, of course, we'll get our 1 deck of 60 cards, including the 2 foil cards, which you see there, 11 damage counters, playmat, paper, tracker, and some game rules. So this one will be focused on the singing stuff in there. And then the other one we have is one with Mulan and Ariel. This is Princess Power. Summon a whole court of princess characters determined to support each other as they quest for lore. With powerful abilities focused on teamwork, these princesses can lead you to victory in your noble adventure. And this will be a Amber Sapphire deck. So if you're not familiar with what Fable is, this one's a little bit different than the other sets. It is majority a reprint set from stuff from sets 1 to 4, because as of in the future, they're going to start doing formats for tournaments, much like games like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, everything have done, where they slowly rotate out old sets. And that way, so if you're playing through tournaments, you're only using the newest cards. That way, you know, people that don't have access to the older cards for tournaments aren't feeling like they're getting underpowered or whatever. The other reason is because that way when they're designing new stuff, they can kind of be like, oh, the stuff we came out in set 1 isn't as powerful, or we didn't have these keywords that we have now in set 7. So we can kind of just toss those out and we can make newer versions of some of them characters and basically try and update them and make them better. And that way they have kind of a rotating market unit. Now, if you're playing at home with your friends and family or whoever casually, you can play with every single card if you want. Nothing's ever going to stop you from doing that. But these are kind of fun. You know, so that's what they're doing with these reprints. And I'm wondering if they're going to do this every 4 sets, is maybe every 8 sets is maybe do like a reprint, or if it's going to do every 4 sets. So like, right now, we're coming up to set 9, so sets. So as what's going to happen, eventually sets 1 through 4 are going to drop off for the tournament. So you'll have 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, and then 10, 11, 12. And I wonder when set 13 comes out, if they're going to then drop off the first 4. So maybe set 13 will have maybe some more reprint sets occasionally for sets 5 through 9 or 5 through 8. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that all works out. But it's a nice way for people to get some of the cards that they might have missed. But again, it's not a full reprint set, and there are some brand new cards like we saw. We're going to get the Goof Troop set in there. There's also stuff for Dumbo is the other new one. I think there might have been one other one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead so we got these little tokens in there. You just get some extra cardboard tokens in case you didn't have them. Get them in all the starter sets. Have our play sheet here. We're going to get one of those. So I kind of like you can play up and down or left or right side, depending on which side you want to play. We have our quick start rule guide, which is going to just explain kind of how the game goes. I'm not going to go into this too much. It just explains how the game is done. Does explain locations. There's a couple of them in there. Starting hand, I don't think there's anything new in here. Shift, challenging quests, damage counters, moving damage counters. Parts of location card, using abilities, multiplayer. That might be a new one. Adding some stuff in there. Building a deck and Ruby Emerald. So one thing that comes up with building a deck, just as a note for this, your deck can't contain more than 4 copies of any single card. So you can't have more than 4 copies of Dumbo the Flying Elephant. 4 different versions of characters count. So 4 copies of Dumbo the Flying Elephant doesn't keep you from having 4 copies of Dumbo the Ninth Wonder. This is also not mentioned in here, but this has to do with some of the reprinted cards. So if you have a card from this set, set 9, that's reprinted from set 1, such as there's a Stitch Rocking Out card, I believe it is. It's off the top of my head. Or with Winnie the Pooh Grand Wizard. You can have 4 copies of that card. It doesn't matter if it's from set 1 or set 9. As long as it's the exact same card. So you can have 3 from one, 1 from the other. So it's kind of a nice upside about like when you get these reprinted cards is if you have the older ones, it's not permitting you to not still use your old decks and your old cards as long as those cards have been reprinted. And what even could be neat to do instead of doing maybe a full reprint set in the future is just every set from now on, reprint a handful of cards from one of the previous couple of sets, so maybe when set 10 comes out, reprint something from set 5, and then when, if they did that every time, it would kind of slowly rotate stuff out, but yeah, I'm not sure how they're doing it. The only other thing that came up with a change in here, and I don't know if they're going to show it in here, is the shift ability. When they updated the game, so the old cards will have some updates in here. Yeah, they don't show a picture of it, but when you do shift up a character, which is basically, you can play a Floodborn character shift ability on top of one of their old ones. They now have the symbol behind it as well. So it'll say like shift, and it'll say how much it costs, and with the little symbol. So cool. So we'll check out that in a minute. Then we got Fabled pack. We'll open up the 2 packs at the end. Let's take a look at the Goof Troop deck. I don't say Goof Troop, even though I know technically it's a Goofy movie. Just because my brain goes to Goof Troop first. Alright, so we got Powerline. So one of the other reasons why I personally also wanted to get this deck, besides just I like doing the videos for them, is that I actually counted up after buying 3 Illuminary sets, which is almost like a full case, like 24 packs. I was still missing a handful of cards, and I looked, and there's a bunch of them that were in the starter deck. So it's also a great reason to pick up the starter decks as well, is that you might be missing cards or duplicates of cards you need or are looking for. You can pick up the starter decks, and you have a bunch you already know what you're getting. So here we have Powerline, World's Greatest Rock Star. So he's a Floodborn. He has Shift Force. Yes, now they have you have to pay 4 after it. So they added the little symbol at the end, which wasn't in the original ones, the first couple of sets. It doesn't change how it works. Before they just said Shift 4. They didn't have the pay symbol. He has Singer 9, though. Mashup. Once during your turn, whenever this character sings a song with the top 4 cards of your deck, you may reveal a song at the cost of 9 or less and play it for free. Then put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. So, of course, he's a singer, so he wants to get out and sing songs. Then we have Max Goof as a rare. Rebellious Teen. Personal soundtrack. When you play this character, you may pay 1 to return a song card at the cost of 3 or less from your discard pile to your hand. Fast board, cool tunes, what more could you want? Alright, we have a regular rare Powerline. Musical Superstar. Electric Move. If you play this song this turn, his character gains Rush. For the first time ever, we're seeing Eye to Eye. Speaking of Eye to Eye, we have the song Sing Together 9. Any number you or your teammate's character at the cost of 9 or more may exert to sing this song for free. Each player draws 2 cards and gains 2 or if 2 or more characters sing this song, ready them. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. So that's kind of cool. So if you do it by yourself, 2 cards, 2 lore is alright, it's not bad. But the cool part is if 2 or more characters sing it. So if like Powerline just sings it by himself, you don't get the bonus. But if you have anybody else sing with him. But yeah, it says with a total cost of 9 or more. So even though he has 9, you can have anybody else help him do this. Even though you spend more than 9, that doesn't make a difference. Yeah, you can ready them. They can't quest, but it does keep them from maybe being attacked. So that's pretty cool. Then we have Cusco, Temperamental Emperor, who has Ward and no Tachi. When this character is challenged and banished, you may banish the challenging character. Ask for an Emerald, like, clearly Jade. What is wrong with you people? I love Cusco. Goofy, set for adventure. Family Vacation. Once during your turn, whenever this character moves to a location, you may move one of your other characters to a location for free. If you do, draw a card. Bob Zimirsky, Spray Cheese Kid. So cheesy. When you play this character, you may draw a card and then choose and discard a card. It's the Leaning Tower of Cheese. I'm so surprised he made it into the deck. We have 2 copies of Wildcat. So now it's not going to say in here whether they're a reprint or not from anything else, so you don't know. But he was from one of the other sites. Wildcat to Mechanic. He has Evasive and Disassemble. Exert the Bash chosen item. We have 2 copies of Donald Duck. Perfect Gentleman, who has Shift 3. Allow me. Starting at the end of your turn, each player may draw a card. Actually, Mike, I can't do a Donald voice, so he's going to be like, allow me. But that's not even near Donald. We have 2 copies of Signed Contract. Fine print. Whenever an opponent plays a song, you may draw a card. I would love to help you, of course, but there's a legal matter of the contract. 2 copies of Standout, new action song. Chosen character gets +3 challenge and evasive until the start of your next turn. 2 copies of Mother Knows Best. Return chosen character to the player's hand. Alright, then we have 2 copies of Roxanne, Powerline Fan. Concert Lover. While you have a character you're a singer and play, this character gets +1 challenge and +1 lore. 2 copies of Le Feu, Investigator. Fan the Flames. When you play this character, ready a chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. 2 copies of Be King Undisputed. Another song for each opponent chooses and banishes one of their characters. Respected, saluted. 2 copies of A Pirate's Life. Let's sing together for 6. Each opponent loses 2 lore, you gain 2 lore. I love all the songs in here. We got 2 copies of Megra, Pulling the Strings. Whenever you play a character, chosen character gets +2 challenge. We have 3 copies of Aladdin, Prince Ali. Fabulous, wealthy, practically untouchable, and genuinely inauthentic. 3 copies of Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot. On the rivers of the Inkland, little steamboats whistle answer the cheery tune of its pilot. We have 3 copies of Donald Duck, Sleepwalker, Startled Awake. You play this action character gets +2 challenges turn. 2 copies of Arana, Fang Chief. And 3 copies of Improvise. Chosen character gets 1 challenge this turn, draw a card. Going back into Ruby, we have 3 copies of Sergeant Tibbs, Courageous Tact. Yes, sir, right-o, sir, right away, sir. We get 3 copies of the other power line. You have a common power line. Taking Stage to a Singer 4. Going to the power line concert. It's unbelievable, man. We have 3 copies of Max Goof, Rocking Team, who has Singer 5. I just want to stay home. This character can't move to locations. I love that he has that, and then we have a Goofy that moves guys around. So that's pretty fun. I love when they put the little, like, thematic stuff on there. PJ Pete, Caught Up in the Music. Shout it loud. You play a song, character gets +2 challenge for the turn. 3 copies of You Can Fly. A character with 2 or more can sing. Chosen character gains evasive to the start of the next turn. And then finally, we have 3 copies of Agrabah. Welcome to Agrabah, city of mystery, of enchantment, and the finest merchandise this side of the river. Get you 2 lore, has 5 defense. So that is our main deck. So yeah, lots of stuff we're going to kind of want you to sing. But that's always fun also about the starter decks, is because it's a great way to start the game, right? You get this deck and you kind of say, oh, it has singing stuff, this, and now you can, like, take your other sets and mix and match and combine them and be like, like, ooh, what's going to be really helpful for that? And that's what we'll kind of do when we look at the packs. But for now, we're going to jump into deck number 2, which is the Princess one. And I'm not going to look at all the other stuff that came in there, but it did come with the pack. It, funnily enough, has the Goofy movie stuff on it. Alright, so pack for deck 2, we have Mulan, Considerate Diplomat, Imperial Invitation. When this character quests go to the top 4 cards of your deck, you may reveal a princess character and put it in your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. Nice, it's automatically searching for princesses. And then we have Ariel, Singing Mermaid, Singer 7, Watching You'll See, Someday I'll Be Part of Your World. Yeah, so like we have a singer in that set too, which is awesome. We have a brand new Alice, Accidentally Adrift, Washed Away. When you play this character, you may put chosen item into its player's inkwell face down and exerted, making waves. Whenever this character quests, chosen opponent gains -2 challenge this turn. The Grandpappy, Oldest and Wisest, Ancient Insight. Whenever you move 1 or more damage from one of your characters, gain 2 lore. Ooh, that's fun, especially with yellow or amber. The Beast, Gracious Prince. Full dance card. Your princess characters get +1 challenge and +1 willpower. His heart warmed the music. As the music began and the dancers took their place. That is really fun. Boost up card, boost up your princesses. We have Look at This Family as another Sing Together. With the top 5 cards of your deck, you may reveal up to 2 character cards and put them into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. Alright, so for our uncommons, we have 2 blue Aurora, Regal Princess. We have 2 bells, Inventive Engineer, Tinker. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 1 less time next item you play this turn. The Queen, Mirror Seeker. Calculating in Vain. Whenever this character quests, you know the top 3 cards of your deck, put them back in any order. 2 copies of Matanui, Reincarnation. Whenever this character is banished, well, here you may put that card into your inkwell face down and exerted. So you can see what's going on here is the blue cards, like always, are always about getting more stuff into your inkwell, or finding cards and getting out there so you can play bigger cards quicker. That's the whole idea of the blue. And then the yellow part, I think, is going to help focus on some of the princess stuff. 2 copies of the Aurelian Gyro Sensor. Seeking Knowledge. Whenever your character goes for a question with the top card of your deck, put it either on the top or bottom of your deck. 1 Dig a Little Deeper. The top 7 cards of your deck. Put 2 in your hand, the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. So you're using blue to, like, accelerate getting cards out and playing stuff. Much like I didn't really talk much about the previous deck, but, like, red was all about trying to get lots of the singer stuff out. Had more of the singers, and then green was just kind of focused on I mean, it had songs in there too. I mean, it was kind of just all about singing all around. Like, it kind of just focused however direction they wanted to on it, so I didn't really go into it too much. We have 2 copies of this Aurora, Holding Court. Royal Welcome. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 1 less when its princess or queen character played this turn. 2 copies of Juliet Madrigal, Excellent Cook. Signature recipe. When you play this character, you move up to 2 damage to chosen character. If you remove damage away, you may draw a card. 2 copies of Cinderella, Gentle and Kind, or Singer 5. Wonderful Dream. Exert, move up to 3 damage from chosen princess character. 2 copies of Nani, who's a bodyguard. 2 copies of The World's Greatest Criminal Mind. Banish chosen character with 5 or more challenge. For our commons, we have 3 copies of Jasmine, Heir of Agrabah. I'm a fast learner. When you play this character, move up to 1 damage from a chosen character to yours. 3 copies of Cruella de Vil, Fashionable Cruiser. Get going now. During your turn, this character gains evasive. We have 3 copies of this Aurora, Tranquil Princess, who has Ward. And we have 3 copies of Hans, Noble Scoundrel. Royal Steam, whenever you play this character, if a princess or queen character is in play, gain 1 lore. 3 copies of Maid Marian, Delightful Dreamer. Play this character, chosen character gains -2 challenge. 3 Mufasas, just King of the Pride Islands, watch a lore. 2 Coconut Baskets. Consider the coconut. Whenever you play a character, move up to 2 damage from chosen character. We have 3 Rapunzels. Magic Terror Exert. Move up to 2 damage from chosen character. 3 copies of Mulan Free Spirit, who has support. Boosts up your other characters. 3 copies of Pluto Rescue Dog. To the rescue. When you play this character, you move up to 3 damage from a character of yours. 3 copies of Be Our Guest, Sing for 2, and the top 4 cards of your deck, you may reveal a character card, put them into your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. And then finally, we have Lost in the Woods. All opposing characters get 2 challenge to the start of the next turn. So yeah, really cool. So yeah, we have blue kind of accelerating. We have yellow, which has lots of healing and stuff with the princesses. Now, obviously, there could be more princess cards you could add, more princess support cards you could add. Definitely a different way you could go with that. Kind of the same thing with the previous deck. We have a lot of the Goofy movie characters in the red, which focus on the singing aspect. I was kind of just trying to see what green sort of had. Looks like green is kind of more just bouncing stuff back to your opponent's hand, keeping them from having stuff. A little bit of like warding and extra challenge. It's kind of more of on the defensive side. While you're singing, you can get the defensive stuff. What's also neat is you can even buy both of these decks and you can mix and match them. You only can have 2 colors, but like obviously if there's a lot of singing in the yellow, you can mix that in with either the red or the green and make a pretty decent singing deck either way. Or you can always mix the, then you have the blue and green together. So you can always, play around with that, play some different styles. It's very cool. Lots of cool stuff in there. Very neat set. So alright, let's take a look at the booster packs. And then with the booster packs, we'll kind of just see if we get anything that works towards it. Since we have 4 colors with these, we can kind of be like, well, am I going to get something that would have worked well with that deck? So the first one I'm going to open up is the one that went with the Princess pack. So we'll kind of just see if we would have opened that up with that, if we would have got anything that would have helped us with our Princess set. And right off the bat, yes, we definitely would have. Heal what has been hurt. Sing for 3, move up to 3 damage from a chosen character, draw a card. So it's a song which works with some of our other cards, plus it's also a damage remover. We have another Powerline, which would have went good with the other deck. Sudden Chill. It's another song. Each opponent chooses and discards a card. So yeah, if you're trying to already play the green stuff, this would work well with our first deck. It's a song, plus it messes with the opponents. So we don't have any steel cards in there, so this wouldn't have helped either of these decks. But it can give you an idea of, like, if you pick these up, what you might want to do. Hey, maybe I want to look at getting some steel cards. So Jafar, Royal Vizier. Don't trust him, sire. During your turns, character gains evasive. Same thing here, we have an Amethyst, TikTok, Ever Present, which also has evasive. Develop your brain. With the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 to your hand and the other at the bottom of your deck. So some more deck cycling. Be King Undisputed if you wanted another copy. Same thing with Mother Knows Best. Camille Magical, Prankster. At the start of your turn, you may choose one. Character gets 1 lore, or character gains challenge or 2. So it gives you some options with this button. Our rare card is we have Ursula's Shell Necklace. Now sing, whenever you play a song, you may draw 1 card. So that could be super cool. Especially because blue has a way to like try and get items out, or if you decide not to use the items because you're done singing, you can always trash it for stuff. So that's pretty fun. And in blue, we have Huey's savvy nephew, who has support. 3 nephews. And card quests, if you have characters named Huey and Louie in play, you may draw 3 cards. So not as effective if you don't have the other 2, but not bad. Then we got a foil, the Queen, so if you want a second one of them. And then we get a portrait of Powerline. So yeah, there are a couple of cards in there that really would have helped out for these decks, for either one of them. Let's see what we get in pack number 2. We'll get another PJ Pete, in case we want another copy. A new Pluto, Friendly Pooch. Good Dog, Exert. You pay 1 less for next character you play this turn. So you already had some that work with princesses. This would kind of just help accelerate anybody. Another Megra, which you've seen. A Benja, Guardian of the Dragon Gem. We have a choice. When you play this character, you may banish chosen item. Elsa, Gloves Off, Challenger +3. We got a Louie to go with our other duck, who just has support. Sven, Official Ice Deliverer. The Aurora Gyro Sensor we've seen. Li Shang, Imperial Captain. Our rares, we got another Beast, which would definitely help your Princess deck, having a second one of them if you need to pull one out. Our other one is Rafiki, Mystical Fighter, who has Challenger +3. Ancient Skill is when he challenges a Hyena character, the character takes no damage from the challenge, so very limited on when it could work. And then our Flail Common is another Rapunzel, in case we want another one there to remove up to 2 damage. And a Powerline bottom card. So yeah, nothing like crazy out of the ordinary. Unfortunately, we didn't get any like brand new princesses really, but that's what happens. Did get a couple of songs, but still very fun. So that's what we have in the set number 9 Fabled starter decks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out all the rest of them. All the rest of the Lorcana stuff, but I like opening these up. See you guys later. Bye.